Available streaming now on Disney Plus is I'm gonna not gonna bury the lead. One of the most incredible, gripping, edge of your seat, squirm inducing documentaries that I've seen in a really, really long time. This is The Rescue. This is directed by Jimmy Chin and Elizabeth Chai Vasarhelyi. I probably mispronounced that, but they're fantastic filmmakers who also did Free Solo, which was a very, very noted documentary from a couple of years ago. And this is a it's on Disney Plus. It's produced in conjunction with National Geographic, and this tells the tale of a group of 13 youth soccer players in Thailand who were trapped in a submerged cave. You probably heard about it. It was all over the news. Lucky for me and lucky for you, if you didn't follow it very closely, the film is even more dramatic. I think knowing how it all turns out doesn't dull the impact of this film, but for me, I was a little fuzzy on how it all turned out, so the drama held. Basically, the deal is this group of kids were celebrating like the end of a soccer season or something, and they went into this system of caves that exist in Thailand where it's just they go deep, 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 deep under a mountain. And every year when the monsoon season comes, they fill with water. So these kids were doing like their last hurrah for summertime, and they went into a cave, and it rained unexpectedly, and all of a sudden the water rose to flood the way they got in and out of the cave, and they were trapped. So I'm not going to say too much about how it all goes down, but again, if you pay attention to international affairs, you probably already know. Thai authorities are bringing the Navy SEALs. Thai Navy SEALs, they bring in the best people they have to try to figure out how to get these kids out of there because time is against them. The rocks that make up these caves are limestone. The water passes through them. Monsoons are coming. Bad weather is coming. The water is rising very, very quickly. And the window of opportunity to somehow get these kids out of a mostly submerged cave is fastly evaporating. Fastly? Wasn't an English major. And what happens is there happens to be a British cave diver or cave guy or whatever who's around when this happens. He calls some friends of his in England who are cave diving experts, and these middle-aged guys who do cave diving for fun wind up leading this mission impossible to rescue these kids. This movie is beyond phenomenal. Now, there's something I want to say, and I do and I don't. I don't know if it would ruin it for some people. There is to a degree of reenactment in this film. When I was watching it, it never occurred to me that they were reenactment, or as the directors call it, demonstrations of how some of the stuff was done. There is a lot of footage that was shot by Navy SEALs at the time, and some by the original divers, so it's not all reenacted, but there's so much of the actual footage is melded so seamlessly with the demonstration footage that it just puts you there. And if you are claustrophobic, it's a squirm inducer because it is people going through pitch black underground submerged cave passageways with whatever equipment they can carry on their back, which is very limited. I mean, they talked about try to get the kids out from one cave where there was air to another where there was air. It was like 2 hours of swimming. It's underwater. It's just, yeah. This film really did a number on me. It looks incredible. The photography that the filmmakers did is incredible. The underwater photography really, really sells how treacherous and how much of a gamble this operation was. The interviews with the people who all worked together to save these kids, or maybe not. I don't want to tell you how it turns out to try to save these kids. They're heroes, very, very humble heroes at that. And when they recount how they determined they were going to try this operation, it's just, oh boy, I'm getting like sweaty and tense just thinking about it. Phenomenal film, phenomenal story. If you think documentaries are boring or nothing you'd be interested in, or a National Geographic documentary, think again, because as we were watching it, we kept saying, this is a movie. Like, this is a Hollywood movie. And I said, I wouldn't be surprised if this was turned into a narrative film at some point, because it's got all the elements of a ticking clock, multiple acts, heroes. There's no real villains. The water is the villain. Monsoon, the weather is the villain in this one, and it's just really it's an incredible movie about incredible people, and it really shows you how people from all over the world convened to make this happen. How you can drop the nationalism and race doesn't matter, language doesn't matter, country doesn't matter. If you all want to get together, truly amazing things can be achieved. So, highest recommendation for me. Watch this immediately. Talk of maybe Oscar nomination for this. Absolutely deserved. This is literally like one of the best movies I've seen in the last year. It is called The Rescue, and it is currently available on Disney Plus.